All right. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are live here. It's just doing something on. Yeah, I've just been painting the ship, getting it ready. Let's see. In this video, we are going to be checking out the. I don't even know how to say it. Euler something rotations. So what is that? I don't know. Here, let me get some music going and. Let's see here.
A trip to the vet can be extremely expensive,
Stream music
and
going.
sometimes you just need to ask a couple of questions to help.
I'm a minute early. All right, we'll turn that on and then make sure it's recording. Let's see here. Live. Oh, that's all I see is a schedule, so I hope that's not a schedule on the. Man, all I see is a calendar. What's going on? I think I can minimize that somehow. Back to the editor. Perfect. All right. So we are ready. Like I say, I've just been painting it. What I did was I went through and checked out the. So the first three dials were just the X, Y, and Z numbers. Let's go over it. Let's go over it real quickly. Okay. So we have the astronomy sensor, right? It's got the angular velocity, and angular velocity, X, Y, Z. So that's what the first three dials were, angular velocity, X, Y, Z. So I put three other dials on there, and now we're going to look at the Euler rotation, X, Y, Z. So what is the Euler rotation? I don't know how to describe it. Let's see. Apparently it's it's a way to measure rotation on a fixed axis. So I'm assuming, I think it's this one here, this green line. I don't know what that is. Why? I saw a diagram somewhere about it. But whatever this green line is, this is the moon axis. The green one, boom, all the way up. That's the moon axis. So the Euler rotation measures rotation based on this axis. I think that's what's going on. So let's find out. I want to see once I've got all these numbers, I want to see if I'll finally be able to get the spaceship to actually stop in space. No movement anywhere, just kind of sitting there. So that way I can launch the other vehicle, which is fixed now. I don't need that yet, actually. Yeah, so I just did a couple of changes here. A couple of changes. Some tweaks, added some paint. So the last step is going to be taking all these numbers and trying to bridge them together and maybe graph them. I'll try and set up a monitor and see if I can get all the numbers together and graph them. And then we'll see what we can do with that information. Maybe it'll help us visualize our trajectory or visualize our movement in an easier way than just looking at numbers and trying to see if they're moving or not. Right? Because right now that's all I'm doing. I'm going to space. I'm analyzing numbers on as many axes as I can, and I'm trying to reduce the movement on all those numbers. And once I get the movement down to a level that the game says, okay, yeah, that level is good enough, then I'll be able to launch a vehicle, or I'll be able to leave the spacecraft in a spacesuit and do like a spacewalk, right? So I want to make a jetpack that I'll tether to the spaceship eventually. But if we're traveling at an unknown angle through space really fast, like we were in the last live stream, there's no way you'll be able to do that. You'll be thrust. There's just no way. It needs to be safer than that. All right, I think we're connected here. Yes. I added an additional 2 more jet engines to it, and I noticed that I was only launching with 30% fuel. So I had to increase the fuel, which means I've had to recalibrate the ship. So what I've done is I've connected everything that needs to be manual dialed in. It has a keypad, so you can adjust the numbers. All right. Yeah. That's why my hope is I want to do the launch. I want to go to space. We will try and stop, and we'll see if we can get all the numbers to stop on all angles. If that works, we'll see. I'll try and launch again. I'll try and launch the little spacecraft, which that's going to be a whole new thing, trying to get that thing aligned. It's so zippy. I don't know what I'm going to do for those. All right, so here we can turn that on. I will get a space suit. Yeah, right on. So I'll turn on the systems. Throttle. Go 8 throttle. So it's got 10 jet engines on it now. And we're carrying 18,000 liters of fuel. But we'll burn through 10,000 just getting up to space. And then the 8,000 is when we come back down. Partly the reason why I was coming in so fast is there just wasn't enough thrust. And then I added the map here. So you can set that to 2. I don't know if it's going to work in space because it goes off the GPS, but we're going to test it out just to see how it works. I think it'd be cool. Hopefully I can launch from here. All right, ready to go. Let's get off the ground. Oops. What's going on here? Looks like it was. Oh! Autosave. Something's going on there. It was spinning in a circle. Better check that. Yeah, so the with the 6 jet engines, our thrust speed was 117 meters per second. And with the 10 jet engines, our thrust speed is 200 meters per second. Let's see, something's going on here. One of these engines is not connected. All right. I think we're okay to launch this time. Should be. Let's see. Turn this down a little bit too. Actually, there we go. I noticed in the last video the music was pretty loud, and I don't always talk with the same level of voice. Something I need to practice probably more. So I'm like, I was like, I better listen to some of these videos just to check them out. Some of them are pretty good, and yeah, that's me critiquing myself. Some of them are pretty good, but I noticed that I talk louder and quieter. And if the music is cranked like it was there, it's just impossible to hear what I'm saying. Perfect. Yeah, we'll take off. We'll take off this way. There's no mountain. All right, we'll give it just a good little push here. All right, that should be good. Nice. Yeah, now I should be able to get numbers from the reaction wheels, because the reaction wheels should be spinning on the axis that the whatever fancy word angle thing measures. All right, so systems, fuel pumps. We'll crank these up to 8. There we go. All right, and they're all firing. Let's test the map. We're going to set the map to 3. I'll play around with that while we're launching. And that's it. We're ready to go. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. It's spinning. Something's not right. These jet engines here. That is an odd. What could be going on? wonder if maybe there's not enough fuel pressure. We've got electricity. Oh, it's got 8. It's got 8 jet engines on it. It's either that or the brakes are not working. That shouldn't matter, so they're all... What could be causing the twist at takeoff? Oh, it must be another one of these buttons. I'm sure. I'm sure it's one of these buttons here. Let's see. Spawn it in. I have to spawn it in and turn it on and just play with it. That's so funny. Try and track down a problem on a rocket ship. So if we turn the systems on, see if that's connected. Maybe they're not starting. Oh, well, let's try it again. Let's see. Yeah, no idea what that could be. Oh, it's twisting. I'll have to check the front tires. Maybe the front tires are the steering. Yeah, that might be it, actually. All right, let's see. After it gets dragged around by the tractor, maybe the front wheels need to be turned. These guys here. Oops. I didn't change just the throttle. So I wonder... And then it just added the engines. Well, I think it might be the tire. We'll check the tire here more. Whoops. It was a little hard. stalling out. The tractor needs to be worked on a little bit as well. We'll figure all that out in the next day or so. All right, let's get you forward here. See why this thing is trying to figure out why it's twisting on takeoff. Maybe I'll just taxi down the runway a little bit and just see at a low speed here. Yeah, that might be what I need to do. All right, we'll leave that there just in case. The wheels look straight. All right, so we'll give it like probably 2 for a taxi speed. Yeah, one of those engines isn't firing. It's that one there. All right, that explains it all. So I guess I'll just taxi to the... Got electricity. What does this one not have? Got fuel. Oh, which node is it? All right, so that's connected and that's connected. Pipes connected. All right, let's try that one more time. It's all connected. Let's see if it'll fire up. No, it does not want to fire. Oh, that's why. It's good to know it can be backwards, and the fittings are still in alignment. It's perfect. Excellent. All right, save that. Now we're ready to go and do the test that the whole video was about. Right, so there was some updates today. Fantastic. With those updates, I read that they updated the JSI dock issues. So that means we get to continue on the series with the big ship, and we can do another container run with it. Which is cool. It's going to be really cool. And then I have some theories around fishing and what I think we can do to commercialize it. So I want to, at some point here, not on this video, but at some point next couple of days, take a look at that. Just to see how the mechanics of that works. Yeah, because I think it is possible now to build a commercial trawler, and I do think it's possible to build a dragnet. You just have to design the dragnet in a different way, that's all. But it is possible to have that kind of a ship. Which to me would just be really cool. Alright, we are connected. Alright, finally, we're able to take this thing up to space. this should be enough. Should be enough here. All right, 1 and 3 and 4. All right. This to 8. Let's get up in the air, and then I'll calibrate the rest of this. There we go. All 8 engines are active. Oh, yet we still spin. Why? Why? That's an issue. That's an issue. Well, we're going anyways. We're going to space. Okay, so I got the map here. Let's get the map going. I don't think it'll work in space, but as you can see, we're getting further and further away, which is so cool. Let's see. We'll set these to 6. And main engine we'll set to 2. Alrighty, and we are still gaining altitude. Throttle's at 8. Alright, this is our angulars. And this is our Euler. Whatever it means, I don't know. When it's at 0, it means you're aligned on that axis. That's all I know. So these are all the numbers that we that we have. And these angles here are the Earth-Moon angles. So this is your whatever that is, green line to the moon. And this is how off you are, I guess. Yeah. When these are at 0, you're on a direct path to the moon. Alrighty. What are we at? 26,000? Yeah, let's turn those on. About to fall back to Earth here. The GPS should stop working at 40. And so this might give me a blue screen. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to 5. Took off way down there. Yeah. The map broke. That's okay. I half expect that. All right, so we'll go up a little bit more, and then we'll slow down and stop, and we will see what we can do. All right, just coast for a minute. Right, so my hope is we can take these numbers and we can graph them on a monitor. I'm going to try and do that later on. That's a crazy plan, I know. And then that way we'll be able to visualize, we'll come back up to space, and we'll be able to look at a monitor, and each one of these are going to be different colors. And we'll try and visualize what they're doing and see if, that can just add a little element to to all these buttons, which I don't know how to deal with them. It's just a crazy amount. It's turning into just an insane project. I can't believe this. All right, so we're still heading towards the moon. Oh, hey, Sir Horn, how are ya? Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. All right, so that's the jet engines. This will have to be -1. There we go. It just has to stabilize. It kind of is. Once these numbers stop moving, we can safely move about the ship. So now we're stabilized on our angular. X, Y, and Z is stable. Now, let's see what our Euler is doing. As you can see, X is now calming down. Y is still going a little bit crazy. And Z is starting to calm down too. Oh, that's all right. The stream will be up later on for you to watch. Thanks for dropping in, though. All right, we're falling just ever so slightly. We're falling back to Earth. These numbers are good. It's just these numbers here. They have to calm down. So how do we adjust these? I guess I'll just sit and wait and see if the ship will balance itself. we've got an incredible amount of fuel, so we can do that. Oh, it got quiet all of a sudden. I think Stormworks was thinking what I was thinking. It's time to crash the audio. Perfect. So now it's nice and quiet. Actually, hopefully that has to do with the headset here. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at now look, they've slowed right down. They've slowed right down. This is really cool. So this is the RCS thrusters doing their job. And the reaction wheel. So one is set to -1 and the other one is set to -0.5. So -1, -0.5. I'll write that down, and then when I land again, I'll update this. I'll have to have like a notepad here which has the settings on it for ideal settings or calibration, and that way players can take a look at it and check out the calibration. But yeah, these numbers right now are moving just a little bit. They're still moving way too fast. So that means we're something's happening. Something's happening. Oh, was the sound's back? No, we don't want the sound back. No. You just keep doing your thing, sound. So what do we do with these numbers then? All right, let me try something. That kind of made it worse. Okay, so it was getting there. That means if I do that. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So that would be x minus is Euler x. Interesting. So it should be the same as angular x. These two should be in alignment or whatever. Interesting. X, Y, Z. All right. So then if I want to slow down on the y-axis, I probably would need to pulse this guy. Right. That's this distance from the Earth. So we're still traveling. That's our linear speed, essentially. Not our linear speed, but more or less. We're rotating in that direction, is what that says. Yeah, look, I slowed it right down. So the question is, how do we get these numbers to balance, to stop? See how much fuel it takes. Right, the number is negative, and it's getting smaller, which means we're rotating in a positive direction on this axis. This number here is getting smaller towards the positive, which means we're rotating on the positive on this axis. This number here is getting smaller on the positive, which means we're rotating negative z on this axis. So now I need to figure out, it's already hurting my brain. I have the 4 nose connectors set up for X, Y, and Z or whatever, the same as these. I'm hoping these guys are going to be... Maybe I needed just a few more RCS thrusters. They don't... Yeah, these ones are good. It's these ones now that need to be stopped. And now this one's gaining. This one's gaining now. I wonder if they're all gonna... All right, well, very cool. Probably what I'll do is I'll put the monitor here. And that way I'll come back up to space and I'm just going to do the same thing. Just sit here and observe. And that's all I can do. And then try and figure out how to interpret this data in relation to what the ship is doing. Because it's telling me that the ship is moving. Barely, not by much. Maybe there's some way I can, on a graph or something, have a better idea of what's going on. To try and find out where I can apply force to help stop the movement in those directions. That's it. That's essentially what we need to do. Because we seem to be good on the angular XYZ. We seem to be okay with that. We're slowly falling back towards the Earth. That could be this Euler Y. I could see that being thrown if we're going back down towards the Earth. So maybe we need to crank the throttle just a little bit. That's this one here. Maybe this needs to go 7. Try 8. That's these ones here. Yeah, that slowed that rate down. Okay. Okay, so starting to figure it out. Yeah, so I think if I can see it on a graph, it'll be easier to visualize. And then maybe I'll try and chart the force. I don't know. Maybe I can do that. I'm not sure. But that's the only way I can do this, because there's no way I can do it just in my brain trying to graph these. It's too difficult. And scale it, it's easier if I can see it on a map, on a print. We're still falling? Oh yeah, slowly. Okay, so let's crank these up to 9 then. That's still not enough. If we turn this to 0 to half, I wonder if that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. Let's try these at full thruster then. Uh-oh. Something has happened. Oh, man. We the game has the game has failed us. We were close. We were close. We were so close. And the game has failed us. Oh, man. Oh, did it fix itself? No. Well, it was a good test. It was part of a test. All right. So it seemed like there was plenty of gas for the RCS thrusters. Plenty of gas. Wasn't there I thought there was a switch. I just don't know about these thrusters. They're just, it seems like there's some issues going on here. Let's see. Let me see if I built in a. If I can build in a bypass here, just to do a test. A test thrust. All right, let's add a node, and this will be test. Test fire. Okay, and then this is going to be an input. Where is that test fire? It's going to be here, and then we'll need a switch. I guess not. And what we'll do is we'll do that. All right, we'll update that, and then I'll just connect the button inside that I'll retool every time. And this will be the test fire button, because I need to test these nodes. There, perfect. Something is going on. Interesting. Composites all connect. Oh, I know why that didn't. That had no effect on it. I still got to turn them on. I still got to switch them on, even to test them out. Because I have the external switch box. Oh, there's no fluid supply to those thrusters. Okay, well that's good to know. All the rest of them seem to be firing. Yep. All right, that was a good test. They're all connected though. That doesn't make any sense. Does it? Nope, we don't want to do that. All right, let's try this again. Maybe they are. That's so strange. Hmm. All right. How can we change this around then so that way we don't have these problems? The thrusters keep breaking. Every time they come in contact with these pipes, they keep breaking. So we'll have to do this. Seems to be okay with the T's, but when it comes into these pipe crosses, the air just doesn't want to go through. Maybe, not 100% because I have all back here too. All right, let's try that one more time. Let's see what's going on. Oh, now these ones aren't working. And those ones aren't working. But those ones are working, and these ones over here are working. What a mystery. Oh, well, that explains why they're not working. Duh. It's supposed to be a T. It wasn't supposed to be an angle pipe. That's so funny. There we go. It's connected to itself. So it can only burn the air that's in the pipe. That's funny. Let me see, is that... Doesn't like that. All right, so the air is okay to pass through these blocks. And it's okay to pass through a T-pipe. Oh, still nothing. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I wonder if it has to do with... Well, if air can go all the way here, and we're getting air to here, it has something to do with this. Has something to do with this. What, I wonder? What does it not like? Maybe it doesn't like that the air has to come back down. To go into there. So how do we fix that? Let's see. It's the only thing I could think of. So I can't bring the air, but we're okay to pass through a T. All right. So then if we try this. And this. And then come into here. Like that maybe. What am I looking for? This one here. And this should be a T pipe, which they were okay with. Let's try that. Definitely an interesting issue. And one of these guys isn't firing on all. Maybe that's in the center. I wonder if it has to do with their with the way they're, if they need to be rotated. Yeah, their alignment. That, okay, we could try that. We could try that. That would be the next question. What a pain that is going to be. Alrighty. What did I do? Did I forget to push a button? It doesn't work at all now? Huh? What am I forgetting here? Why doesn't it work at all now? Let's try that. How does that even make any sense? How does that make any sense? It just like I don't know what to say. Why does that break the whole system? Why? All right, we're on to something. Okay, so I got the first one. In fire. Okay, so apparently it doesn't. I don't know what's going on. Oh man, this game is hilarious. This is just so funny. All right, so maybe now I can reset. I can put the thrusters back to the way they were. Yeah, I might not be able to actually. I might have to. Oh man, it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's try if I can do that. That seems to be the weirdest error I've ever encountered. All right. Just gonna shake my head. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so alignment matters, obviously. So now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to hide the thrusters in here. Okay, I have to hide the thrusters in here this way. In the floor, which means... that just sucks. That sucks so bad. So they have to be like that, and then they have to be connected to pipes. on this side, because if they're connected to blocks, they'll break. So now I got to figure out how to seal the spaceship. All right. So before we go, I get too far ahead of myself. I need to see the alignment of them. Let's see if that'll blast. That explains a lot. That explains a whole lot. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Oh, no, it's not even working at all. Oh, you know why? I'm kind of blonde here. I didn't connect the composite to the thruster, so I can't. Oh, that was kind of a waste of time. Because it wasn't firing in the first place. It didn't have a signal to fire. So maybe it did work. The other setup, it didn't work. Maybe it did. I hope not. All right, so hopefully this works. Yes, that one goes and that one goes. Okay, so I just have to turn them around. Strange. That bit is strange, but all right, I'll work with it. I'll work with it. That's fine. All right, and that means all these ones here need to be turned around, and that's why they don't work. But they work on the other side. Okay. Let's. So now inside. Kind of an issue. Whoopsies. All right, so now that leads me to believe that the RCS thrusters probably are sufficient. Just didn't have enough oomph in them. What's going on here? One. Oh boy. No, this one's got to come up. This one's got to come up one more. Surely it's got to come up one more. Yeah, there we go. All right. This one here. Okay, so that solves that problem. Now let's resolve this problem. This. This needs to be locked in still, or else we're going to cause another oil spill with the jet fuel. All right. Now that one sticks out where? Just one, two, three past there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See if that's right. I think that's right. Right there. Yes, perfect. Okay. So now what from here? I need a T pipe. And that has to come up too, I guess. Like that. I don't think there's one on the corners there. It's cut off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, well, hopefully all these fancy changes are gonna get us the results we want. All right, RCS. Is that right? That's how I'd hook them up, yeah. that. All right, and now let's get some composite in there. That means I'm going to need to change. I'm going to have to make sure all these are in alignment because these. Yeah, that's just very odd. All right. I don't think I connected the rest of those, so we'll double check that. Neat. No, I did not connect the rest of those. There we go. That should give us far better results in space. It explains a lot. It explains the rotation and all that other stuff too. So the reason why the position hold wouldn't work, that's probably why. Cool. Not so cool. Really? Why? Why? Well, I don't know if there's a maximum. That doesn't make any sense. Now the whole system it won't fire. Ah, so dumb. All right, now we got to figure out which one is breaking the system. And why? Why we won't know because unless there's an error happening that's being reported somewhere that I don't know about. Maybe there's a maximum. Maybe you can only connect so many nodes. This is ridiculous. you know what I'm doing on the other side too? I'm deleting these thrusters. There's got to be a better way to test this thing. Let's just do this here. Let's do that. All right, so it's okay with those two. Everywhere else is firing. Yeah. Well, if that's the limit, then maybe I can only have one strip down the middle, which is all right. It'll give me one strip's better than nothing. One is better than none. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is awesome. Let's keep going. We'll find it. We'll find the one node that breaks the whole chain. Yeah, okay. A pump, okay. Well, this seems to be working. I'm just connecting them one at a time. But I thought of that. All right, well, let's just do that. I'm getting bored with these errors, these problems. They're boring me. Oops. See what our threshold is on this. Oh yeah, you might be right. Yeah, okay. So that seems to be our limit on a single line. They're all connected. There is a maximum limit. That's cool. Okay, so we do need a pump in there. Neat. Very good. Very good. Now, where are we going to put this said pump? Right here. Voila. That is, and look, it's moving. It's actually moving the spaceship. So that tells you how much force these things actually have when they all work. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, now let's connect them all and test the burn. Ooh. That is making me really, really excited. They were never able to even push the spaceship, and now they're like making it slide. I like it. Yeah, if it can exert that kind of force here on the Earth, when we're in space, it's going to be so overpowered that it should be no problem now stopping us. That's the thing about the RC thrusters, right? If you turn on the position hold, it'll stop you. I was doing it with the little one that I have up here. You can be in a free spin, and if you turn on position hold and you have enough of these RCS thrusters, it'll stop you and pause you in that position, which is really cool. Oh, and then I gotta turn the systems on, right? Yeah, there we go. It's actually sliding the Nice. Okay, cool. All right, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to do one more test launch. Very good, very good. So the limit of whatever I got there, 50, 100? Too many? What an annoying problem to try and have to work through. But thank you very much for the help. We got it. All right. I don't think I turned the brakes off. All right, that should be enough. Alrighty, alrighty. We have this little button here now. This little button here. It doesn't matter. We can still launch with it. Okay, I just had to think for a moment there if I was going to do that all over again or not. But I disconnected the W node to connect that up to it. So that's making me happier. The W node. I don't know why it's spinning. I don't know why this thing is spinning. Maybe it's just going. Oh man, seriously. Maybe too much thrust. What could that be? What could that be? What could that be? The spins now. We want to figure this out. The spins. Yeah, that could be the case, actually. That could be the case. All right, I'll taxi out and see what happens there. Maybe one side of the engines are spooling up a little bit faster than the other side, and it's just causing it to spin. Oh, and I should check the fuel pumps too. The fuel pump there is good, and this fuel pump here, it's got electricity. What about this pump? This pump's got electricity too. All right. The engines all have electricity. I think I checked that already. They do. And these ones all have electricity. Yeah, they do. All right. And all the engines are facing the right way. They are. All right. All right, so if we take the brakes off, let's crank this to 3. And just do a burn and see what happens here. Oh, that was close. Perfect. All right. That's a 2. These were 1. Set 5. Here's the zoom. All right. All right, this is going to be exciting. This will be a full thruster test. This should probably be good. Little bit more, little bit more. That's working, but I don't know why the that doesn't want to work. Let's see, we're going forwards, so this one here should be -8, and then we're kind of going that way, so that should be -5, that was? Alright, so now is that the thrusters? Seven it is. And we're going that way. So maybe that. There we go. Ever so slightly. All right. Just barely. All right, so I guess we'll just wait for these numbers to calm down a little bit, and then I'll probably end the stream here. In the next video, I'll have a monitor mounted here, and we'll be graphing these numbers. I think it'll be fun. So we're getting there. We are getting there. We're getting close to having zero momentum, zero velocity, whatever, in space. So we can safely launch. Yeah, we're still moving up. Whatever this one is, it's growing a little bit. Fairly fast. So we have to try and figure out how to counter these forces. All right, well, it seems pretty reasonable. I'm going to get out, and it's going to be noisy. I'm going to go launch that other little vehicle. Let's see what happens. That's what happened. That's what happened. I'm falling faster than the spaceship. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching the stream. We learned a lot on this one, and we will continue to learn more on the next one. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. You guys are awesome, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.